I'm going to let Marcus be the cheery one for this intro. Marcus, bring us in.
Hey, let me call you back. Let me call you back. I'm sorry. Money was calling. What's up, baby? We out here fresh off the jet, sharper than Gillette. The best you can get. It is Beyond Wednesdays on the radar. We got Vinny. We got Trey. We got Brian McClay. We got Ferd Bird the Nerd. And of course, you got me, baby. And I'm just here to satisfy your curiosity. It's going to be an incredible show this evening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you tuning in right here with us right now. We appreciate it. God bless you. Good evening. Let the festivities begin.
All right. That's what I love. I love it. Getting me
excited. Pay me. Don't tell me, though. Don't tell me what you love. Pay me. You know, don't tell me. Sell me. Go ahead. Let's do it.
I'm ready to break something right now, you guys. The equipment problems have been absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to just rock it right through this. We got a great guest tonight. I met him in San Diego Comic-Con this year. Vinny introduced me. Super cool cat. He's been hanging out with us backstage while we've been dealing with our shitty internet and computer issues. But it'll be a great show no matter what. Ladies and gentlemen, we got TillaVison in the house. What up, brother?
Yo.
What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? There is no way I can possibly top that intro that was just rolled out there. If you're not doing the intro to every show, you guys might be sleeping on them because,
Amen.
Or at least you need to record it and just that can be one of your hotkeys on the OBS. Just yeah. But that was a nice little intro though, just in general. The little visual graphic and stuff. It felt like showtime. So happy to be here, guys. Yeah,
we're trying, brother, and I appreciate you. We got a lot to talk about tonight, you guys. We're gonna talk a little bit of comics. We got a lot of NFT stuff to talk about. We got a big, huge market report. We got Ferd Bird joining us tonight for the first time. Really appreciate him doing that. Thank you, brother. And a lot of interesting stuff to get through tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. And I want to remind everybody, make sure you guys download Discord. Get on Discord. It's going to be such a big part of our programs moving forward, especially if I keep having these horrible software issues that I'm having. I think we might just move everything over to Discord at some point because it's such a great program. But that being said, the link is in the chat. Hi, Nathan has dropped the Discord link in the chat, so make sure you guys check it out. Also, if you guys can't use the Discord link, if it's expired by the time you click on this, you can always hit one of us up, and we'll send you a Discord links. So it's very interesting, man. Very interesting. Make sure you check it out. So, Vinny, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm much better now. I think I was feeling a little defeated there, but now I'm back in it. Marcus picked us up with his crazy ass intro, so I'm good. I'm ready.
What did you expect? I'm me, baby. What you talking about, baby? I'm not in here with you. You in here with me, Vinny. Come on now, it's me, baby. It's me.
I definitely wrote down that "Don't sell me, tell me." Like
that was awesome.
Yeah, don't tell me, sell me, baby. Don't tell me, sell me. Yeah, that's it.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
By the way, I gotta say though, shout out to Ferd, who has been absolutely killing it for the Discord server we've been talking about. The links, just the moderation, everything, like it's cool. Him, Josh, Easy, all those guys have literally helped grow that because I've been busy this week. And it's cool because the Discord chat's finally starting to roll like a well-oiled machine where all the sections, you're getting organic chats going on. And that's what I wanted. So shout out to Ferd. Like I said, all that stuff wouldn't happen without Ferd, Josh, even Wade. Old Wade's back in the fold. So it's been cool seeing some old faces and some new faces and trying to mesh them all together. So
yeah, my pleasure, man. It's been fun.
Well, not only that, man, if you guys don't know, there's a problem. Make sure you guys are checking out Ferd on IG. His IG is absolutely spectacular. He's always dropping great information over there. So make sure you guys check him out at Ferd Bird the Nerd on IG. Probably my favorite market report. And we're going to figure out a way to team up here and bring you guys some excellent market report stuff. So make sure you guys check it out. Go check him out on IG. Give us all a follow on IG. Definitely make sure that you guys are following TillaVison on IG. And he's got a killer IG also. But more importantly, one of the things that we're going to talk about pretty heavy tonight is a project that Tilla has created and is helped create and is helped working on and just doing all this amazing stuff. That being Little Bitcoin, which is absolutely amazing. It's probably one of the coolest things that I heard about and was told about at San Diego Comic-Con. And I didn't even hear about it on the floor at San Diego. It was pretty amazing. It's pretty cool stuff. And the comic part of it makes it even. I've always loved, and I've talked about it on here, I've always loved the physical aspect of NFTs when they pair it up with a physical aspect. That's why I love those NFT, the NFTIF punk, because it's a physical thing. It just makes it cooler to collect. It also helps some of us all of us boomers, if you want to call it that, get into this stuff because we want that physical collecting part. But it also gets you into the digital world as well. So let's get into that. Let's talk about Little Bitcoin.
Well, guys, first off, I just want to thank you all for having me, Vinny, especially for introducing me to this channel. I've been tuning in and seeing you guys market report stuff and talking about different things. And I saw this was maybe a month ago or so, somebody brought up an AI comic book, which I was like, okay, sweet. Like this is, you guys are covering, stuff that has been going on, but also new stuff as well and new technologies emerging. And I just really enjoy it. So I'm really honored to be here, that you guys would have me to talk about the release that I have going on right now. It's called Little Bitcoin. And this is a superhero on the blockchain, obviously named after Bitcoin, inspired by Bitcoin. And this was really an idea that was birthed about 5 years ago, 2017. Well, I guess I should rewind a little bit further and tell you how I know Vinny and some of my roots.
Yeah, give him some of the background first, and then we'll jump in.
So I've been in I was in the music industry for about 20 years. Since the age I was about 15 years old, I entered the music game as a DJ and a breakdancer. Believe it or not, like I was as a young high school kid, hip hop really spoke to me and allowed me to. I guess just like get away from the small town that I was living in outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and I would go to downtown and I would experience like the music, the battles, graffiti, like just hip hop really just drew me in, the whole culture of it. And at about the age 19, I bought an MPC drum machine and I started producing beats. And within 2 years, I recorded Kid Cudi's demo. So Kid Cudi's from Cleveland as well. I did his demo. I got an album, or I got a beat placement on his first album, followed by a beat placement with 50 Cent. I was picked up as from management by Shalik Berry, who A&R'd the College Dropout for Kanye. And from there, I got other beat placements with. I had a partner, and our group is called the Kick Drums, and we really just. The dream was to be, a superstar producer and following in the footsteps of a Kanye, Just Blaze, The Alchemist, all of those guys. We were about 5 years younger than them, but trying to play the same beat hustle game. So about 10 years of being in the game, I had my own group. We did massive collaborations with rappers across the boards, Machine Gun Kelly, Scarface, Big Sean. We remixed for Adele. We remixed for Kanye West, official remixes. So I had this whole music career that, was awesome on one side, but on the flip side, we were getting dicked around a lot by, whether it was label people, management, the industry itself, artists just taking advantage of, the producer, the position that we were in where, we're trying to hustle and, guys are trying to get us to give them beats for free and all this different stuff. So we went through all the trials and tribulations of being in the music industry and trying to be players in the industry, which really drove me away from it because of just everything that, all of the different things that Yeah, the shitty part that going on behind the scenes. So simultaneously, one of my best friends had been launching one of the first music streaming platforms called Live Mixtapes. Live Mixtapes was, I don't know if you guys have heard it before, but it launched the careers of, countless rappers from Future to Migos to 2 Chainz. A lot of them got their start streaming music because there was no other streaming platforms in 2009.
Dude,
yeah.
Everybody we know's got one of those raw live mixtape files in a fucking folder on a laptop somewhere. I guarantee it. Because that was the game. It was like you said, for a while, that was the only place you could get the good mixtape. Sorry.
Yeah. Live mixtapes, Dat Piff. There was, in my book, those were like the two big ones. And my best friend from high school launched that website. So Live Mixtape. So I was I ditched the production game. I ditched the music game in favor of this new independent platform of putting out music directly to the consumer and bypassing the record labels. So I was one of 5 employees that joined livemixtapes.com, and we curated the website. That was the difference between us and our competitors, was we had a curated platform. We didn't it wasn't anybody that signs up can put out a mixtape. You had to know one of us. And through maneuvering through the industry and meeting all the DJs across the country and all the big cities and, coordinating drops with them, with artists that they thought were the best in the street that really, had a strong buzz. I met Vinny, who was representing half of those artists. So, me and Vinny, our relationship grew beyond the business and more of just seeing eye to eye on art. When I found out that Vinny was also a music producer, I don't know if you guys know this about him or if you've heard his beats before, but
they trash. Don't do that. Don't give him no props.
Not even. He got some fire. I'm telling you. So
beats are trash.
So
never heard of.
Have you heard him rap though?
I told you I call him K-Dot.
I know he's told me about he's got a couple best man freestyles and
I was gonna say if you have, I haven't, so I haven't heard it.
No,
I haven't heard any Vinny raps, but
he's told me about them, but I've not heard them. He said that him and his buddies dissed each other one time, and he said it got so fucking ruthless it was crazy. And I was like, I want to hear it.
What actually happened was had a buddy of mine that was getting married, and we were going to his bachelor party, and I got one of my clients to write a diss record to him for to play at his bachelor party. So we just thought up all this shit that was true about him that was super mean. we gave it to this rap artist till it was Emilio Rojas, and he just wrote
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and he wrote this.
The dude who used to work with Self-Titled and Apathy?
Yeah, I think so. I think he did.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, dude, that guy's badass.
Yes, so he basically wrote this scathing diss record over Nas's Ether instrumental. And we played this thing for him, and he was just like, I played it at the bachelor party. And I was expecting people to laugh, but I think it was so freaking mean that people just looked at me and they were like, "Damn."
You got Ether for real.
Laughed, and they were it was just and then he just looked at me and was like, "Damn, man, that was fucked up."
Vinny, me and Vinny have been on some other adventures of just, some crazy stuff that at that time he was representing legally a lot of these artists, and Vinny was really in the streets, just wilding with us, having, just being a dope person, not being a stiff, Vinny was really just, he knew how to speak creatively, and he knew how to just speak and just, make people feel comfortable. So me and Vinny have been building over the years. We went to, several designer cons out here, and he noticed some of the other things that I had going on. So, and those things being, I had grown from the live mixtapes to doing visuals on the back end for a lot of the mixtapes that we were releasing. Like, for instance, I made a trailer, a video trailer for the No Ceilings 2 for Lil Wayne. And
dude, that's the greatest mixtape.
Yeah. Right. So I made a video for it, a video trailer, and I sent it to Lil Wayne and his team, hey, what do you think of this? So I uploaded it to a dummy YouTube account that I have. And the next thing, Lil Wayne just tweeted out my YouTube link. So I got 3,000 followers immediately because I sent them this test trailer. But so yeah, just funny little things like that, like doing these little promotional videos for artists. But because social media started becoming so big, my promotional videos started becoming more and more in demand, to the point that I left live mixtapes and started my own design company where I'm doing promotional cuts, I'm doing music videos, I'm doing lyric videos for all the top names in the business, you know, stemming from my 20 years in the music industry. So, you know,
well, your IG is absolutely amazing, bro. Holy shit. All the stuff that is on your IG.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
It is. I mean, this stuff is full of it. Is most of the stuff that you've done? Like, you actually created?
This is all my stuff, all my work. And the stuff that you're seeing now is from 5 years ago. And that's really where my journey began, was kind of doing these speed drawings of, you know, I'll just do hand drawn speed drawings. And I would film it. And it started progressing from there, of, you know, just learning technology, getting my Adobe Photoshop, my whole Adobe suite skills up, and then my drawing skills. Returning to the pen after 20 years of doing just music, I said, you know, I want to get back into the visual arts. So, you know, I had left it alone for a long time, got back in, and just I retired from music. The last 10 years, I haven't done any music, and it's all been visual. And this is where I made the transition to 3D. So I started doing 3D art, whatever date this is, 2019 or whatever that is. And
cool.
I wanted
you did that.
Yeah. So I wanted to be the guy in hip hop known for 3D, because I didn't really see anybody else doing 3D stuff. So I spearheaded that, and I made that my thing of like doing 3D animated videos. And Cole Bennett from Lyrical Lemonade reached out to me. I did some music videos with him, with Cardi B and Blueface. And then after that, DJ Khaled. And it's just been like, you know, if you look at the whole timeline from here on out, you know, it just kept getting crazier and crazier. The people that I started working with, from those visuals, the promotional visuals I was doing, it just so happened when NFTs became a thing in 2020, I recognized that what I was making were NFTs. It's like, you know, a digital file that is dope video, and
that's filthy.
And combines the music with the music element.
Oh my God.
See, now that's an NFT that makes sense in my head. Like I would like to have that in my wallet, depending on price, et cetera, et cetera. That exact way it transitions.
Oh my God.
Well, you know, this whole thing was designed, and you could see 2018 or whatever. The idea was that you would take your phone and scan these album covers, and then it would project an augmented reality, whatever. So in this case, it's an ice cream cone. But yeah, these were examples of, you know, augmented reality before people really thought that augmented reality would be a thing or go mainstream. So yeah, I wanted to do a project where I took all these album covers that AR filters would, you know, create these AR experiences. This one, Swiss Beats hit me up about, because it's basically the Swiss Beats album cover for his last album. And yeah, that's the cover. So Swiss saw this and actually reached out to me about doing some work with him. And yeah, artists were really paying attention. Now it's kind of, you know, become so saturated. Like I've moved on to the next thing, but you know, that's been the course of my artwork, has been constant evolution from 2D to 3D to Web3. And now we're doing digital with comic books, and, you know, having the physical and having the digital that goes with it. So all that to tell you, the project is Little Bitcoin, and it's a culmination of the last 25 years of my life. You know, all in the form of an avatar. So Little Bitcoin is an avatar who lives on the blockchain. He's a decentralized artist, and we created the comic book to tell the story of how Little Bitcoin came to be and his journey to save his creator, Satoshi. And
that's awesome.
Smart.
Well, so, you know, not just smart though. I don't want people to see what we're doing with Little Bitcoin and think it's a gimmick or a game. Like, really, what caught me about it was the fact that, you know, I dealt with a lot of like music industry BS, and an avatar artist, a decentralized artist, seemed to me like that could be an honest thing where when you remove the ego, what happens? What happens when an artist can truly be guided by a group as opposed to a single individual, which I've come in contact with a lot of divas in the industry that and more power to them if everybody wants to bend towards that's what being an artist is, and you've got this whole team to empower you. But I wanted to create a different route with our avatars that would be more team oriented, where the team is celebrated and not pushed to the background. So that's a real goal. It's an honest, it's we're trying to shine light on all of the individuals that contribute to an artist, and not just one person soaking up the spotlight when there's the whole team in the background.
Real quick, because yeah, that is probably one of the most important things that I've heard you say this whole time is, and let me tell you the reason why. I feel like
that's
the
so
stuff that you talked about with the music industry, and you being in the music industry and you seeing the bullshit side, and how the bullshit side just has totally was so off-putting that it made you say, I don't want to deal with this, and I want to go create a community, help people, bring people with me. It sounds like a lot of what we want to do here too. I think that's the best part about it is you see all the silliness and all the ridiculousness, and you just want to figure out any way you can to get away from it.
Yeah.
Dude, this is how. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, this is how I read most of my comics digitally now. I bought subscriptions. That's how I read my DC, how I read Marvel. No bullshit. Just watching this little Instagram feed, this is how I want to read my comics going forward. The detail, the interactive, the way that the fucking words pop out and are so much easier to read, you 100% are onto something, dude. Like,
amazing. Thank you.
I'm dead serious. This is, and I read a lot of digital comic books, and I know this is through your Instagram. It's not full resolution, but if this were what the pages look like when you paid $5, I wouldn't bitch about digital comics, and they'd be easier to read. They'd be funner to read. It'd be way more interactive, etc. You're onto something with this for real.
I told Vinny that man, you're really kind of ahead of the curve when it comes to this whole kind of movement, and how you're linking or combining music, NFTs, the whole kit and caboodle, if you will, with this whole thing, and creating something that is tangible and can be consumed. The thing that I like the most about it is that you have a full-on story with this little Bitcoin, something that people can follow the breadcrumbs, not just from the comic book, but actually from your Instagram and or Little Bitcoin's Instagram, if you will, right? Like it's a story that's being created right there, and really you have all the recipes of creating something truly phenomenal with this experience, because I think what we're doing right now, we're selling experiences more so than just trying to sell an NFT or a comic book. We're selling an experience, and this is what this is all about, in my opinion.
Dude, the technology, like I said, the pages. I was texting Joe, get his back ass out here, look at this, because that page technology, the way that jumps out and reads is really amazing. Like you really do have something cool. I don't know if you necessarily invented that or based on what you just said, it sounds like you did. But yeah. I mean, that's one of those things. Fucking Disney's gonna write you a check for that one day, brother.
Well, there's a couple things going for this that is that makes it unique. Here, I'll show you. This is one. Let me see if I can open this here.
While you're opening that, dude, I don't know if you do. We have a guy in our group. His name is 78 Points of Articulation. Yeah. He's like a professional. He does action figure, like still shots that makes it look like actual, like it looks. I don't know if that's what you use or not, but you need to follow him. I think you guys might be able to link up. He looks like he does some of the stuff you do. He's a cool dude too.
Definitely, I'll check him out. This is one of the comics, but I definitely go to the store and I look at the racks, and I don't see anything that looks like this. Everything is majority 2D, like 2D drawn, illustrated. So I wanted to just do my style, which is 3D, and I do all the 3D animation. So I don't know anybody, or I don't see a lot of 3D comics out there if there are them, and I didn't see any whenever I go to the store. So I'm all about standing off of the racks. Like there's countless books. Like what covers are popping out at me? What looks different? So of course we had to go with the foil cover, for issue 1. And
that was a straight 90s thing. I think the 90s used everything they could to try to make books stand out, when they were putting the stuff out.
But I can tell from here that that's a quality chromium cover, though. Like just the shine and the rigidness of I can tell that that's not cheap.
It looks much better than anything that's coming out right now. That's for sure.
Yeah. I worked with one of the top printing companies in the country. They're based out of Cleveland, believe it or not. Cleveland's actually a big for the print industry. And they're called Jack Prince, jackprince.com. But one of my good friends who I knew before Jack Prince was a rapper. And he actually became the president of the company. And it was like somebody that I've built with for over 20 years. So naturally, when we did this NFT sale and we sold $35,000 worth of our first round of comics, I reached out to him and I said, we need to make pull out all the bells and whistles. I want to make the coolest thing that I can give to people. Not only because I want them to have the best, but I'm independently releasing this. So I'm going to do it on my terms. It's going to look like the comic I would want to buy, and that's why I had to I had to bow to my younger self and say, okay, I'm doing the foil cover. I'm doing if it was up to me, well, it was up to me, but we couldn't get the fold out poster in here and things, but I wanted to get like some cool poster thing. But the one thing that I am very proud of is that we laced the inside of this with QR codes that take you throughout the internet. There's like 15 different QR codes that'll take you to relevant songs that might go with that scene, or NFTs that are available that you can buy. So there's little secret QR codes, or just videos explaining the storyline that we might have like little hidden Easter eggs in there. And that's a very simple and obvious thing anybody can just add a bunch of QR codes to the inside of their comic. And I don't know how often people do that, but for me, it made me look at the comic as less of just a book and more of a Pandora's box or a portal into the universe of where else it could lead. Because we are a Web3, I want to be Web3 focused, or one of our focuses. And part of that is your comic book being a portal into the metaverse. And it could lead anywhere. So, and they do. So we've got QR codes that are throughout the book. So there's plenty to discover and link out, and you can learn more about the characters. You can hear the music, and hopefully it just really jumps off of the page and is engaging in a way that is unique.
You know what I love? I love that when you did the artwork for Little Bitcoin, you did the homage to like Pen and Pixel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See, I figured I'd get your attention with that one. Yeah. So
absolutely, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. So like the whole Pen and Pixel piece and Mike Frost, you really grabbed that artwork from that era, that Cash Money, Master P, because everybody was coming to Houston getting that Pen and Pixel shit. It was getting on my damn nerves. I did not understand how everybody loved this Pen and Pixel stuff, but it was such a vibe and such a movement. So when I see, you do it with the artwork of the cover, and I'm seeing the Pen and Pixel shit, it just throws me back to that time when it was just like, man, those were great times. And so it's like, that's good shit.
There is a funny aspect to the Little Bitcoin story where, and you find out in issue 2 why that is an aesthetic choice that we chose to go with. Little Bitcoin is an avatar, but he has been programmed with all of those elements, the Pen and Pixel, all of this music is kind of programmed into him, and that's why he is kind of this hip hop superhero. And we actually, and that's the thing with Little Bitcoin. He's also a music artist. We have an album coming out. We have some different situations at labels that we're entertaining right now. So outside of the comic book, we also have the music. We've got a video game that we're doing, and then of course all the NFTs. So it's an all-encompassing, all-encompassing project that touches on all these different things, because this is what I love, man. This is what if you look at something like, well, our playbook has been the toys that made us.
Yeah.
That's because you just watch that and you really see the science behind it. Yeah. And we have all these tools at our fingertips now. It's like, throw your hat or throw your name in the hat, make it happen, do your thing. So Little Bitcoin is our thing, and we're going full go with it.
Do you guys ever get any, because we've talked about this on the show before, but do you guys ever get any comparisons to FN Mecca or anything like that?
Yeah. No, not really, but people bring it up because they know that the guy FN Mecca was like an Avatar rapper. Mm-hmm. So they bring it up, but people don't really bring it up with us too much, just in the fact that they are, I don't know, they're both the term Avatar is used. Yeah. But other than that, we have like Code Mika is out there now. Other VTubers are out there. So like avatars are kind of, pretty mainstream, I think, or like people are, it's not a strange concept for people anymore.
Yeah. I think we've also talked about on the show. I believe it's a rock band that it's all Bored Apes.
Yeah, they signed to Universal. It's I don't know the name of the band, but they're signed to Universal.
Something Ship maybe.
Something Ship, and then there's a video that just dropped. Not the rock band, but it's another Bored Ape character. Just one lonely ape just dropped a song as well. It was I can't remember the name of it, but it's a whole vibe. It's actually really dope.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask you, if you don't mind, what's that print run, the physical print run on that Chromium cover that you showed us?
200.
Ooh. And this is an independent, like you're not gonna go. Is there any chance these are questions that my people are gonna ask? They're 200 good, and if this pops off and it gets popular, are you gonna print any more? Is this a 200 said and done cover?
This is 200, and that's it. So if we do anything else in the future, it might be some sort of like, I don't know, it might be a different version entirely, but there won't be another run of this comic.
Way to think, man. That is so
that's the best.
Important.
Yeah. How can you?
That's one of the things this show is we call people out on shenanigans and a lot of these store. And here's the thing: we've been very negative on store variants and exclusives, but this is cool, man. The fact that this is an independent comic that you're doing it yourself. The QR code idea is amazing. We need to let me know how much it is, and we need to hide a QR code. We got a 16-bar verse from Vinny from high school hidden somewhere on there. But
you don't want that.
I've got a battle buried deep somewhere. If I find
you don't want that. I've heard Vinny rap Mobb Deep Shook Ones. It sounds terrible. Don't let him do it.
Getting all the hate from Marcus today.
But I can tell that you're not a fake. Like you're a comic guy. Like this is what the stuff that you're talking about. You can tell all five of us are excited about, and it's not some bullshit because you're just on the podcast. Like that's forward thinking, hide different things, low print runs, stay honest. And are you writing it too?
No, we have a writer.
Okay.
His name is Deontay. Because Little Bitcoin again it's a group project and we're growing it. So I only want to stick to what I do the best, and I want to bring in the best to do what they do. So I always look at Little Bitcoin like a Voltron, where everybody's got their own appendage, and you kind of just focus on like what your specific skill set is, and that's how Little Bitcoin, our central character, can be the most powerful. Is when individuals are all kind of performing at their best. So we've got our guy Deontay, who also does some of the vocals for the artist, and Deontay does that, and he does writing, but I assist in the writing as well. And then I have my 50% partner in Little Bitcoin is a music producer named Dominique. He goes by Mitch Mula as well. And so when the two of us came up with the idea of Little Bitcoin in 2017 of creating an avatar artist, the deal was I would do the visuals, he would do the music, and we would treat visuals and audio equally, because in the music industry, the visual artists aren't treated properly. And in the visual industry, sometimes the audio people are kind of not paid properly. And I think it's just kind of like, well, you're in our industry now, so you got to be the bitch. But there is a scenario where audio and visual can both be treated equally. And, we can personify that in this character of Little Bitcoin, and we can prove that audio and visual are equal, parts important.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about just this whole NFT space is, especially after going to a bunch of these conventions and watching it for a long time, you're seeing people like graphic designers, like animators, finally getting their just due and getting a platform. Whereas somebody might say, okay, I'll pay you a set fee of $1,000 or $1,500. Now I own the rights to your work and you get nothing else from it. And now I can exploit this image for years to come. I can put it on t-shirts. I can do whatever with it. And you're not seeing anything back from it. But now it's kind of this transition where artists like yourself can, in the NFT space, can become like the rock stars, So
and it was the same thing when I was a music producer. People would say, "Oh, let me buy this beat off of you from, or give this beat to me for free because I'm going to put it on my mixtape, and you're going to get heard by all these people." And so the producers aren't being treated like being compensated, because everybody's trying to undercut the next person, because ultimately they're being undercut because the label has them in some sort of screwed up deal or whatever. So it's just kind of this, like a circle of pain that's going on that we're trying to remove, and just treat everybody equal, transparent, and with respect. And, you have to put the greed aside and say there's plenty to go around, and there is plenty to go around. So, it's been a rewarding experience for everybody involved with the Little Bitcoin project, where there's been other avatar projects out there where not everybody is seeing an equal part. And with Little Bitcoin, we wanted to be an example of how to do it in a fair way where everybody can stay motivated.
Wow. I told Vinny, I said, man, Bitcoin need a villain, and I'm gonna voice the villain, and I'm gonna sound like Dolomite. Bitcoin, come here. You're bad. This I can see, but it's now time to bring your ass to me. Like that's, what I'm saying? Like there you go. There's the villain.
Yeah. So we got like our, our equivalent to the agents in the Matrix.
Yeah, Agent Smith.
We our villain is called the FIOPs. So it's the Fiat Ops or the Fiat operatives.
Yeah,
but
I love it.
Yeah, so the FIOPs are the enemy, and they, there's a whole like mysterious cabal behind the FIOPs and all this different business. They kidnap Little Bitcoin's creator, Satoshi, and that's of course why we don't know who Satoshi is. Some people think he went into obscurity, but in our version of the story, he was kidnapped by the FIOPs, and Little Bitcoin is on a journey to get him back.
That's awesome.
I want to run the FIOPs. I want to be the FIOPs boss man. Like,
have you ever done any voice work, Marcus? No bullshit. Like completely off topic. You ever done any like cartoon voice work or anything?
Man, people ask me. It was crazy. I was at a con, and the lady that voices Ash for Pokemon, she heard my voice and was like, "Yo, here's my number. Here's my card. We can do something." I thought she
wanted that Charizard.
What kind of thing?
Yeah, I thought she wanted some Blastoise. I was like, I didn't know.
I was gonna say Blastoise.
Blastoise. I didn't know.
Blastoise,
but really, she heard my voice, and most times people hear my voice, and because I used to do radio, so so for a lot of it, I get asked all the time to do voiceover work. I'm just so uninspired by it. Now, if I find something that I really want to do, then definitely like an anime or something like that, where I can really get into something like, the God of War people had reached out at one point in time, not to do Kratos, but like one of the other characters. So I've been asked about it a bunch of times. I just haven't done it yet, but I plan on it. Yeah.
Well, you might want to get on that sooner or later, because did you guys just see the news that Microsoft's new AI tool can mimic voices with 3 seconds of audio from them?
Oh my God. Are you talking
So-
about?
I heard that.
So you can go ahead and license your voice. Just, I don't know, learn how to train the AI to do it. But I just saw it today because, for our story, the Little Bitcoin story, I'm doing these videos, and I'm just going to do all the voices myself and then run it through AI and have the AI mimic whoever's voice I want. So I've been experimenting with that a little bit, and it's been awesome. Pretty good, I would say. They're expensive though. If you want like the top tier voices that don't sound like robots, they are out there, but you might have to like spend a little bit of money for like some expensive subscription model, $100 plus maybe even.
Well, baby, I'm expensive. You didn't know that. I'm expensive, and you gonna pay for this. It's
Marcus is 91 premium. He ain't no fucking 87 octane. That's 91.
I can hear that. I can hear it.
Yeah, I'm here for the money.
He might even be 93 if you got the right station.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm here for the money, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear all that? See, that's strong.
Dude, so what, I mean, do you have an idea of how long, I mean, how many issues? I mean, is it a limited? Is it a 12? Is it a no planned end in sight? Like, what's your vision in that regard?
The initial like story to set the foundation is 3 issues, and then the story expands beyond that. But after we just put out the 2nd issue. After the 3rd issue, that's like the first little series, but we don't have a set amount of, there's 12 issues in this total, but the story is that big though. We probably have about 6 issues written so far, but to lay the groundwork of who is Little Bitcoin, the first 3 issues will get you to the point where you're like, oh, this guy's got an album out too. All right, let me go listen to his music now. So, and then once we get the music going, people can refer back to the first 3 comic series to kind of, okay, this is who this guy is. But then we plan on it, blowing the doors off and expanding the whole world outside of that.
So will you go to number? Sorry, Vinny. Will you go to number 4, or will you go back to 1 on the redo?
What do you guys think?
4.
You should go to 4.
I think you should always make your number 1 be something that people are going to search for. I think that's such a big part of it. You can always put the story out digitally, but the physical collectible needs to always have that thing to it. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1 is a perfect example. I know they did 2nd and 3rd and 4th prints and stuff, but man, that number 1 is. Yeah,
it's very tempting to want to go. That's what's crazy is, and I saw that with those early Kickstarter variants is they were the first people that started doing those small print runs, and they were doing really, really well. People were excited about them, but much like everything else we saw, they went to the well too many times and got greedy, and they started doing, and I'm not naming names, but there's certain people now that they're selling 8th print variants of the same thing, and it's cool, and some of the concepts are cool, but I think it takes away like that Chromium number 1 you just showed. If that's the special number 1, and you keep it that way, and you don't go back and 3 years decide to do another, that and Little Bitcoin turns into what your vision is, that will be a high end thought after collectible, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think what's cool about it is I want to get this book and give it to my 14, 15, 6-year-old nephews that don't read Avengers, DC, whatever, because they're like, it's old. But they're gonna be like, this is freaking tight. I can take my phone, click that QR code. It's like shiny chromium, that type of stuff. Because like, man, I'm telling you, man, like my little nephews, man, they're just not into comics, but like they're into shit like this, which is that's what I think is the coolest thing about it.
Well, we also have the music element that, hopefully people, I hope that a lot of people will hear the music and be like, oh, let me look into this guy. And then they said, oh shit, there's a comic. Well, I'm not into comics, but I'll check this out. So we do have the music to kind of pull people in and kind of make it cool for people that aren't into comics. And then of course we have the video game coming where, maybe that'll pull your nephews in a little bit more too. It's just like a little bit more of that gamer aspect. And, there's a big idea behind this also is to educate that age group on cryptocurrency and just understanding how to, store your money digitally. So it's opening the door to Bitcoin for people that, Bitcoin sounds like something boring or something that, they're uninterested in. We're trying to do the edutainment where we educate and entertain at the same time. So, hopefully it can be a fun doorway into learning more about digital finance.
The crazy part about all of that is that that's exactly what me and Vinny, tend to do here is that, we try to, I crack a lot of jokes, Vinny, we crack on each other, during the podcast and all that other stuff. But, what we really want to do, and, Trey and, and Ferd and Bryan, man, we want to take people to the next level and educate them, because this generation, like us, our age, generation, right? They have a problem with, not necessarily, I'm not saying that they have a problem with NFTs, but you get my point. It's such a hard pill to swallow, but with something like this, with a comic book where, you're teaching, you have collectability, you have a bunch of other things to it. That's why these kids will be on what the new normal is, which is, this Web3 space.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, and Marcus is expanding upon what he was saying, is there's a bunch of people that are in my age group and in that 40, plus 40 to 50 that are in this chat right now. And they've been on the fence about the NFTs. I mean, and we've seen some dips. We've seen some interesting things. Vinny's going to go into a little bit more in his market report and stuff like that. But it's just trying to get them comfortable with the concepts. Mm-hmm. And, it's kind of like my parents. My parents are in their 70s. They just think if they don't use a cell phone, they're just going to go away. Unfortunately, that's not life. They got to get used to a cell phone and learn how to use it. And this is where digital collectibles are going. It's just, I was reading a deal today that how many different like lawsuits a year, like Topps and Marvel and DC go through from people trying to sue them, saying they're killing trees in the Amazon. They're eventually get it to a point where the lawsuits and all that shit aren't worth it anymore, and they're going to stop printing physical stuff. Whether we want to hold them and touch them and put ketchup on them, it's not going to be that way. So familiarizing yourself, getting yourself a crypto wallet, an NFT wallet, and not afraid to scan the QR code and see where it takes you. These are all things that people have to get used to, because it's not going anywhere. It's the future.
And you know what? We're not trying to force feed anybody. If you're not into it, go read your comics that you are into. But we're creating a lane for the people that are into that stuff. And that's who we're speaking to, is the people that are on, like, that are living in Blade Runner in their brains and or maybe in their real world. But there's a good group of people that, are kind of on this future wave of what's next. And that's kind of where I've always found my interest, is kind of, new ways of opening doors to our imagination. And NFTs were a portal to kind of digital opportunities that never existed before. So really, it became the most interesting place for me to create, just organically. Like, I was just drawn to it in a way that was very much like no money or anything as the motivation, more possibility of, okay, wait a second. So we can open a doorway into our imagination that is token gated with these digital assets. Let's see where that can go. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, even there's, I've built virtual reality websites for Death Row Records and what else did we? Oh, Juice World, Trippy Red, Busta Rhymes. We won an award for creating a website called the Busta Bunker, which is it's like a 12-room virtual reality website, 360-degree website where you can virtually step into the different music video sets, iconic music video sets of Busta Rhymes. And
it just spliff star in his ear being annoying the whole time.
What's that?
I think it'd be spliff star in your ear, right? Like when you're in that.
Yeah, like that's what it is. Everywhere you go, yo, you can do this, Bust.
So you get the authentic experience.
And then like the hidden room, there's like Rod Diggs yelling about something. Just what you have to do it right. You got to get the whole foot mode in there.
Rod Digger fine. I'm just letting you know now. If you ever seen him in person, Rod Digger fine. But here's my point. Like to your point, Tilla. Like here's what I like to liken it to. And me and Vinny talk about this. I think I may have spoke about this with Trey too. In the beginning when I asked him if we could talk about NFTs. Yes, I did. Like you got to take it back when hey, these are 8-tracks.
Are you on the site?
I'm on the site. I apologize. I didn't mean to have that happen. Let me fix my audio.
Yes, you did. You did it on purpose, Bryan McClay.
Yeah,
it's okay, but I'm too cool to
Marcus
be embarrassed. As I said before, I was rudely interrupted by Bryan McClay. Let me see. My point is that most people will say, hey, back in the day it was like, hey, these were 8-tracks, and then when cassette tapes came, they'd be like, oh yeah, these cassette tape things ain't gonna work. Then it was okay, cassette tapes turned into vinyl, or vinyl was first, and then cassette tapes. And then, from cassette tapes, it went to CDs. Oh, these CDs ain't going to work. Then from CDs, we started getting DVDs. Oh, man, I'm used to my VCR player. I need the VHS. I don't want a CD or a DVD player. It used to have the big laser disc. It was every time, we push forward, it's always a concept of, man, this ain't going to work until it works. So it's like, with this Web3 space and this NFT space that we're in right now, it's the older says it's not going to work, or they see, or they wait for the negative, Bitcoin is down, ETH is this and this is that, and then you got FTX with the white dude with the crazy looking hair that ran off with all the money, and it's so many things that everybody talks about, but still tend to not realize that we're so far down the street in this Web3 thing that grocery stores, your credit card companies, these luxury clothing lines, all are getting in line to jump into the metaverse. And so if I'm a betting man, I'm going to start to figure out, how can I get my piece of the gold rush, just like they did back in the day? How do I go? It's two types of people. It's the people that's looking for the gold. I'm going to be the person that's making the picks for the people that's going to go pick for the gold.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, as Tilla's talking about all this, something that, the reason why I wanted him to come on here, number one, he's now regarded as like one of the big artists in the NFT space. If you don't know about him before this episode, now you do. When he's dropping these little Bitcoin NFTs, it's not just some mint somewhere. It's literally on the front page of crypto.com. Like every release that these guys do, like this is a major release every time he drops it. So even when he's showing the comic book and it only has like 200 copies of it, this thing is going to be impossible to get later on down the road. Like Tilla, how do you even get the comic book? You have to have an NFT, right? Or what's the?
Yeah, you would have had to buy the NFT during the auction times, which was we did a 3-day auction, and during that time we sold a certain amount and then we closed the doors. And then if you own the NFT, we sent you a physical copy. So it's just those
so
people.
Cool.
So
man, I own the NFT, so I'm just waiting on my comic now. Is what you're saying, Tilla. Don't worry about it, Will.
So I do want to mention that Tilla did provide us with some comics that he was showing before. So I am going to give those as a giveaway in the Discord. So everybody stay tuned. We'll probably do that in the next week. But I just wanted everybody to have some info about it, and I think it's a really great giveaway, and there's not many of them out there at all. So
thank you, man.
Yeah,
we appreciate that, for real.
Appreciate you guys.
This was just recently given away on the Discord. This is one of the recent giveaways, Black Cat Mystery, a 4.0. Thanks to Mrs. Horsecock Express, a great community member with a better name.
He's back in the chat. I don't know if you got my message, but he was like, he's been saying the last couple of weeks they've been removing his chat or some shit. So
really, that's weird, man.
Yeah. No, he thought you were mad at him.
No, hey, listen, here's the problem. You guys know, this gives me a quick little second to segue into what's going on with the channel. I've been talking about it for a while, and everything about the channel is changing up because of we want to do this show a certain way. You guys, we we do this because we love doing it. We love sitting here bullshitting with our friends, talking about stuff that we enjoy together. And I don't want to do that if I can't talk the way I want to talk, and if I can't let people talk the way they want to talk and talk about the things they want to talk about. So the show you guys all know and love, unfortunately, in order to stay the same, we have to change things up a little bit. And what we're going to do is everybody that wants to check out live shows in the future, just join up on the membership. It's 99 cents a month. It's nothing, 99 cents a month. And that will give you the ability to watch all live shows, to participate in the live chat, like Hive Comics or our Floam or our homie Louis Olivo, all these people that are in the live chat right now. Hi, Nathan. In order to do that, you just got to be part of the membership, and it'll make it easier for us to continue doing the show the way we love. And we're going to give you guys little extras like cool things on the Discord. What we're talking about tonight is something super, super cool. And TillaVison has dropped some absolutely amazing information and has one of probably the coolest collectibles comic book wise that we've seen or talked about in a while. You guys know, this is one of our things that we love. We love low print run stuff that is super quality, that has cool ideas, good stories, that is put out by good people, right? And people that we respect. And I've said it before, if you guys see somebody on this channel, if you guys see somebody that's a co-host or a guest, it's because the co-host and me, myself, respect those people. And we're not going to have somebody on this channel or have somebody be part of this channel that we don't respect. And we're going to continue doing that. And even though YouTube is changing up some things, they want to be, I call it the pussification of America, and you guys can agree to disagree on that. But we're going to continue doing things the way we love. And if it takes, special memberships and stuff to do it, I hope you guys will join us, and we're going to keep it as cheap as possible. But we're also going to give you extra things. Our second tier on that membership, probably going to be $5. It's going to give you guys the ability to come hang out with us after shows. I'm going to have an after show hangout session on Discord. Give anybody the ability that's that membership tier, come out, hang out with us. Sometimes those after show sessions last 4 or 5 hours. So, and a lot of people enjoy just having the chill chat afterwards, talking about what's going on behind the scenes in the industry and all that stuff. So I really hope you guys jump in on that. That membership will be coming up this weekend. I'm going to roll it out on Saturday. So, but make sure you guys join up on the Discord. Download the Discord app. Download it on your phone. Download it on the PC. Utilize it. We're going to be doing everything over Discord, you guys. There are so many different things you can do on Discord and so many different integrations that you can have, and we can just open up this community. We can create a little Bitcoin area category on the Discord. So whenever Tilla has something cool going on, he could jump in the Discord, update it, give you guys all the information, and you get that information straight from the source. So that's the type of stuff that we're going to continue to bring to you, and I'm really stoked. Like I said, this was the coolest thing that I saw or heard of come out of San Diego Comic-Con last year, and that says a lot, you guys. I mean, that's a big deal. So
it is, and thank you. I don't take that for granted. Really appreciate you and all you guys right now. Just all this feedback that you're giving me is just getting me amped for the next rollouts that we have coming. Is really informing me on what's going on out here.
What is coming up next? Yeah.
Really awesome.
If you need any advice on what you think direction wise, our Discord guys, that's what's cool about our group is we will give you the most raw, unfiltered answers that you want, and they'll tell you the truth, and they'll keep you out of some of the fuckery that's been going on in comics. It's ruined comic books. Like I said, I have no idea what we're going to talk about in our comic segment, but it ain't going to be inside the pages of anything that's going on in a comic book. It's going to be some bullshit else. So if you can keep yourself out of that fuckery and just keep making cool comics and, innovating, you're going to do well in this space. I honestly believe that, because you can just tell by the quality of that chromium and just how proud you are and everything else that I got faith in this.
And here's the other thing that I would love to do, that we would all love to do, because again, we want to build a community, and we want to have cool things happen in comics. We want comics to be better. And, you know, a perfect example is, you know, creating a network, right? Like if we can, you know, hook TillaVison up with some of the cooler retailers that we work with, the Hive Comics, the Wanted Comics, the Jesse James Comics, all those guys out there, and create a inroads to a relationship, that's just, you know, cherry on top of everything. So,
and I just want to say that, you know, all of this to me is like a dream come true, because I grew up, you know, in my youth, you know, you see my Wildcats, you know, this shirt isn't new. This isn't
no,
new.
you know, that wasn't one that you just printed. You could tell that's been worn in before.
No, the paint on here is making me sweat crazy under here because it's so thick. It's a poorly printed T-shirt that right. You know, it's like the spot is all off on like the collar and stuff. This is a crappy shirt that I bought way back in the day because, yeah, of course, I was all into it, and so to be able to go through, you know, 15 years in the music business, never thinking about a comic, like creating my, like fulfilling my childhood dream of like creating a comic book. The NFTs really opened the door for me to see that as a possibility. And one of my greatest honors of my life was to speak on the first ever NFT panel at Comic-Con San Diego. Dope. It was like almost a year and a half ago or something. That's so I was invited to speak on that panel with, you know, 5 or 6 other individuals, but never in my wildest dreams, you know, did I think that I would speak at a Comic-Con regarding NFT, or like, you know, I didn't for any reason, but like getting into the NFTs, understanding them, and helping educate other people put me on that stage to then tell other people about it and try to let people know that there are some really cool possibilities in here. And it's not beyond me that a lot of the comics community is anti-NFT or they're not into it. And I think that that's a shame personally, but you know, everybody has their own opinion, and I understand that there's a lot of people, a lot of NFTs out here that have been scams, or they've just been, you know, a clear money grab. But I don't think that you should let the couple bad apples that are getting, well, it could even be a whole bushel of bad apples that are getting seeded out or weeded out right now. There's other people here that are doing incredible things. And even in the down market right now, the NFTs are still selling, but you know, don't put up your house or nothing like that. Do your own research. I suggest everybody really, you know, do your research and don't just buy into anything that you see. But if you're a non-believer, maybe try to understand that there's a lot of people really excited about this in the comics world as well. And what are they so excited about? You know, maybe look into that a little bit. And you might learn something, and who knows, you might discover a whole new corner of comic books that you know, reinvigorates you. And I hope that our comic book can do that.
Amen, man. And I gotta say this too, like, I love having you on the show. I'd love to have you on more in the future. You know, thanks for coming on, and thanks for talking about this. And you know, we all really think that this is going to go somewhere. So continue doing what you're doing. What's next? What's coming up next that you want everybody to keep an eye out for?
Well, we're shipping the next comic book out, where we just had our previous sale for the issue 2 just went out in December. So we're sending out all the comic books, all the physical comic books for our special access holders who qualify to get physicals. So we got issue 2 out. We've got issue 3 coming out in the first quarter of 2023. So that's right around the corner. We're not letting any time go by, you know, 6 months, none of that business. We're trying to get these out, if not bi-monthly, at least quarterly. So you can look forward to a new issue. We have development on the video game we're going to be announcing. And then we brought a few new people on the team that are handling community operations. So we're just experiencing growth in all sections that, you know, I hope is just going to make it more seamless process and just be able to show you guys more faster and grow our community. So it's all about community right now, growing the community and getting the word out. So this is an important part of that, being here on this platform, talking with your audience. So anybody that's out there that's curious about it, you know, I'm a DM away. You can jump on my Instagram, on my Twitter. You'll see my network of other people and their lines are open as well. If you want to contribute, if you want to be a part of the community, if you want to buy some books to, get them to your friends or something, we can talk. So, our lines are open, and we're all about just growing this thing. So that's what it's about right now.
Tilla, do you have any you have a video of the video game, right? That we can show?
Yeah, I do.
I would love to see that. Also, make sure you guys go check out the webpage. You can just search a little Bitcoin on Google, and it'll take you there. They also got a Twitter as well as the Instagram. I'm going to drop Tilla's IG information in the live chat, as well as I'll put all of his information and all of those sites in the description below for everybody that's catching us on the rewind.
Brian McClay, stop talking. I'm trying to get a job. Tilla, listen, you need a voice. That can come through and be the villain.
I'm sold. You got the part.
Oh, there it is. Okay, y'all carry on with the rest of the show. We good now. Go ahead. What were you saying, Brian McClay? Go ahead. You can carry on.
Video game. I want to see some video game stuff before.
Let me see. I've got a video, but I would have to share my screen.
You
Is
can
that
share
possible?
your screen as long as you click that little box that says share audio also.
Okay. Settings. Where does it say share screen?
Present. See where it says present next to
yeah. Okay, present, share screen, and audio.
Should be on the bottom left of the box. There should be
some
a
screens
thing.
let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox in the next window. Okay, share audio. Got that. Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Get to the.
You can hit that hide thing. There you go. Perfect.
Oh wait.
Old school audio.
Oh, sick.
And by the way, guys, if you didn't hear his music, or if you don't know a lot about music, his fucking credentials are way beyond legit. He knows his music, and he knows it better than you, even if you think you know more than he does. I guarantee you this album or anything associated with it is going to have some heat on it. You just don't get it beyond some of the stuff that he was placed on, some of the Cuddy stuff, and everything else. That just doesn't happen.
Can you still hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay. My partner Mitch Mula is no joke with the production. He's got major beats placed with Yo Gotti, Juice WRLD, Maxo Cream. He's on the new I thought you might like that. Is it Mark? Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus.
Yeah.
I thought you might appreciate that.
That's all we're from the same area. We're from A.
Yeah.
I know Toby, Maxo.
Okay,
Squad.
I got in the game with Toby to a degree. Like,
Toby ain't shit. Go ahead.
It's been a minute since I seen him, but
that's
like,
my guy. He's doing good. Yeah.
So the music production is, we didn't take any shorts on that. We got a Grammy nominated producer actually doing all the tracks. Recently our last collaboration, our last NFT drop was with Illmind, the producer. He worked with us, and Vinny helped link that up as well. But yeah, here let me show you some more of this game.
That looks great. Holy shit.
So this is still early, but you can see it's kind of we took inspiration from Infinite Runner games, similar to like a Temple Run or something. And we just want to make something that is easy to play, run up your points when as you like get certain score levels and things. We're going to be giving digital collectibles that will gain you access to online properties like the Crypto Money Mansion, which is a digital virtual website that we're building right now. So you'll get keys to the Crypto Money Mansion. You can earn that through playing the video game, and then other rewards as well. So it's a play to earn game. And so you can see it in some of its early stages right here. But it won't be long before we have the beta done, so you'll actually be able to play the game.
I'm telling you, come on, Tilla. Like, can't you just hear it? Like, Bitcoin is like running in the game, and all of a sudden you just hear a voice, Bitcoin! Come on, It's amazing. You can't beat it.
We need that. We need that
cool.
iconic Street Fighter that finish him or like that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Finish his ass. That's it. That's what we need. Yeah. That's dope. That's fire. Yeah. The game is fire, bro. Congratulations on all of it.
Thank you.
It's truly incredible.
This is a team of less than 5 people that are building all of this. So we're working on getting more people involved, and we've submit for some grants, and to hopefully get some grants maybe from a game development company. One thing I also want to add is we tried to, with our team, is we really want to push for diversity. So we have people of all walks of life and backgrounds that are involved in the background of our company. So we're just trying to make Little Bitcoin a hero that can be a hero for everybody. And and then we want the team to reflect that.
Yeah,
man,
that's super cool, man. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, congrats, man, on everything you've done so far. It's amazing, and it's super. It feels really fresh and exciting, and something that we're definitely going to champion over here. So very, very cool.
Appreciate you guys. I don't know. Should I hang out a little bit longer, or are you guys going to jump into the next thing?
More than welcome
you're more than welcome to hang out as long as you want, brother. The way it works on this channel is anytime you got to go, just throw up the peace sign. You don't have to say anything. Just throw up the peace sign and click off. Hang out with us as long as you want. And
I'm going to hang out for like another 20 minutes or something like that. But yeah. All right, cool.
Oh, yeah. Cool. All right,
but let's for real, you got to check out our boy, that 78 points of articulation. I think you could fucking.
Yeah, what's the name? Let me check it out right now.
I'm telling you, he's got one of the cooler pages on Instagram. He takes action figure photos but he makes them look like they're real photos.
Yeah. Have you seen what's that movie about the guy who hurts him, or he takes pictures of little army figures fighting each other? Have you guys seen that? What's it called? Damn. But he does these really amazing top-notch photography. But it'll be of these little action figures, but how he shoots it with the lens. Oh, these are awesome. Yeah, it's really cool.
He's so talented. They even have the to even think about how to put a setup like that and to shoot them and to get the lights right.
Yeah.
That would take me 2 weeks, and he does them in 3 or 4 a day. It's unreal.
Let me see if I can find this real. Oh, it's called. Oh no, that's not it. Oh, Marwin Call. Have you guys heard of this?
Mm-mm.
It's definitely worth checking. It's a great documentary. But check out Marwencol, Marwin Call, and he might be this guy that you're referring to. It might be his father, or he fathered the style. I don't know if he came up with this style, but it's not as good as the guy you just showed by a long shot. But I think that he's been doing it. He's one of the first people kind of doing that small setup, taking photos and really going crazy with that. Another person, I know that you guys are hip hop heads too. Marwin Call. That's the one. Great documentary. Definitely recommend it.
Check that out for sure.
But one person that I see has been going crazy with the action figure photography is Pharaoh Monch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys follow him, but on Instagram, he's always posting his little action figures at the park, and he'll just do stuff where I'm like, it's pretty cool, man. Pharaoh's one of us.
Yeah,
dude, he has the greatest. If I had a walkout song, the intro to Simon Says is what I'm fucking walking out to. Because if you ain't ready to fight after listening to that, you're not ready to fight for anything.
There's a insane interview with Pharaoh Monch where he's explains how that song to him is his. I don't know what that is in the DC world, but the Infinity Stone or whatever the hell.
It still hits.
He says that when he made that song, there's an interview where he says that he took Busta Rhymes into the studio with him and played it for him, and he was explaining to him I found my Infinity Stone, and Busta looked at him like he was crazy, but he was using comic book references in the 90s, I found it, this is the one, this is my superpower is this song. So the fact that you bring that up is it's doing exactly what he designed it for.
That's dope.
I was talking to Vinny last week about that whole raucous era from the Monch, the Sound Bombing, the Mos Def, Black Star. I mean, just that whole little run of, the Lyricist Lounge soundtracks, the whole 9 yards, and just how good of hip hop that was.
Yeah. Yeah, it like that was an era where I really got to enjoy it, and I wasn't part of the industry at that time, so I have no idea the politics going on behind the scenes of why. I know that there's some things at Ruckus or whatever that I wasn't hip to, but yeah, I got to just enjoy that era as a fan, and that really made me the hip hop head that I became. Was off the shoulders of people like DJ High Tech, that guy was my hero. And he's from the same state. He's from Cincinnati. I actually got to meet him and be kicking in the studio with him and like spend some time with him when I was a music producer. And yeah, that's like my everything. He's one of my top 5.
Very, very cool. All right, let's get into a couple comics stuff this week. I want to first talk about what's coming. Speaking of the Infinity Gauntlet and all that stuff, the new trailer for Ant-Man Quantumania.
Listen,
man, was it amazing. If you guys haven't seen the new trailer yet, let's go ahead and get our first copyright strike of the night, and we'll show you this amazing stuff in this amazing trailer that came out. Here we go.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense.
Is this the new one?
But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
That is not the new one.
That's not the new one.
Okay, let me get the new one. Hold on.
This.
It's not the new one.
Yeah, that's the one.
There we go.
I will say this. I have been very negative on the Kang stuff that I have seen up until this point. What Bryan's about to show, there's some stuff there that I'm actually kind of excited about. So,
but before you play it, Bryan, let me just say this. If y'all don't know, the guy that is playing this character, this guy is huge right now. Like, he is running on all cylinders in the movies that he's playing. And to think he started at Lovecraft Country. Like, that's what really took him off. Like, he blew up.
I thought you were about to say Love's Truck Stop, and then I remember that it was
he's Lovecraft Country. Yeah,
I really thought he was. I don't know why in my head I was like, damn, he's come far. And then I was like, he said Lovecraft, and I was like, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, it comes from the truck stops.
That's all that driving, Trey. You drive by too many Loves truck
dude.
stops.
I know every Loves, Bucky's, all them shitty ones.
Scott Lang, you're an Avenger. You have a daughter, but you've lost a lot of time, like me. We can help each other with that.
The music that they used for, again, another great job with music on a trailer on this one.
Hey, man, don't stop this trailer, man. Let the trailer play.
Who are you? I'm the man who can give you the one thing you want. What's that? Time.
I gotta replay that. Hold on. I love that. That's how they.
Well, y'all, I've said this since day one on podcast. If somebody walks up to you, your cape, start fucking swinging. That's where Ant-Man fucked up for the first time.
Yeah.
I love the with the face, how Kang has that blue face in comics, how they did it. They fixed it here. They did a little callback to it.
What's that? Time.
I can rewrite existence and shatter timelines. You cannot trust him.
I don't care who this guy is. I just lost so much. He can give us a second chance.
By the way, did you guys catch MODOK for the first time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, if you don't play this trailer, Bryan.
Hey, you forget, like, this is what you have to do on YouTube.
You got to stop them. Yeah, not getting.
I know, I'm being an ass.
Let me make this easy for you. You will bring me what I need, or everything you call a life will end.
This is all my fault.
love that.
You may not want her to watch this. We had a deal.
Woo! Hold on.
Crazy.
MODOK with a little helmet on. Look
Oh,
how good that looks. That looks so fucking good.
You thought you could win. I don't have to win. We both just have to lose. I'm sorry, Cassie.
That shit is amazing, man.
That's dope.
That shit is
The scene where he looks angry and throws the fucking photon, that got me, that hooked me right here, and it got a couple cranks on the reel. I don't know if it's gonna land me fully, but that made me excited about the character's potential. Like he just looked like if he was gonna be in the shadows and not do anything. Yeah, he's throwing some photon shit. I'm happy.
Well, I like where it's all heading, and I think we've been talking about the fact that Beyonder is coming for a while and how the Beyonder is going to be a Kang variant. And I think we kind of can see the road they're heading with this movie where at the end of this, we know Ant-Man's either going to look like he's dead or be dead. And then Kang's going to, the Avengers 4 or whatever is going to be them fighting Kang, and I think Kang's just going to mop up whatever Avengers are left, right? And it's going to be like the whole same thing with Endgame, how Endgame was, and that type of stuff. And then we're going to have a thing where the new, vivacious Avengers come in, Kamala Khan, Cassie Lang, Iron Patriot, all those characters are going to be in that group. They're going to take out Kang, and then another Kang's gonna come in as the Beyonder. That takes us into Secret Wars, and guess who comes out of Secret Wars defeating the Beyonder? And we don't have to have Fantastic Four to bring him in. Doom. If that's where we're heading, if that's the road that we can see in front of us, I'm excited for Marvel again, and I haven't been able to say that in a long fucking time. It looks amazing.
We'll see. Like I said, I'm not excited about the Beyonder angle at all. I actually like the fucking Beyonder. I think, and like I said, I like his part in Secret Wars too. I think they're cutting their nose off to spite their face by using him as a variant, but it is what it is. I've said this before. I've been critical of Marvel, and I think the last couple years, it's rightfully so based on just everything that's gone on over there. But I was excited about this, and Black Panther 2 was good. Black Panther 2 was a really good movie. I look at Angela Bassett won I don't know what the Academy Award. I don't know if I'm gonna fuck it up. She won something last night. Golden Globe. Yeah, and rightfully so. So I mean, hopefully the quality picks back up. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm not. If y'all think I'm gonna go to the movie theater and wait in line to go watch Cassie and Kamala and that fucking group fight Kang, it just ain't happening. I'll watch that shit on Wednesday night on the CW where it belongs. But I mean, seriously, are y'all excited about the Young Avengers?
If it's got Yelena Belova in it and she's like a leader in the team, yeah, I am. But that's about the only way.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I'm not excited for Kamala, but here's the most important part that we haven't said yet. You know who's going to be part of that Young Avengers team? It's going to be Miles. They're going to have Miles be part of that team. They have to. That's the perfect way to bring him out. So that's a big key right there. And it looked the look of the movie looked great, man. The world that they're in, the quantum world, looks great. All the special effects looked just spot on. The lighting looked great. The colors looked great. Everything about that trailer just hit for me. It's got me very excited. Very excited. No. And Disney being involved is a great thing. And as you guys know, Disney this week drops their first start of the Disney 100 variants with Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 17. And this is something that everybody was going to the store to pick up today. Did you guys pick up any of these?
No.
No one's picking that shit up. If we're being honest, let's just be out there. I mean,
I
it's got the Disney angle.
I saw a lot of pictures of people picking them up.
I think it was definitely on my radar, but I forgot about it. But I think with all the heat that remember that store variant and the D23 variant where they had the Disney characters with the Marvel superheroes. I think that was hot. I mean, I don't know if these will catch the same kind of heat, but I'll probably go check it out. But
yeah. Well, it doesn't end with that one. You also get these ones. You get the Infinity Gauntlet. That's going to be one of the ones coming out. You get the new Avengers and probably one of the better ones, the Invincible Iron Man one. I think they're a perfect mix of, old school comic and Disney cartoon, which is good. That's what you want out of these, I think. So it'll be interesting. They're all 1 in 100s, right? Or 1 in 100s. Are they 1 in 100s? 1 in 25s?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're 1 in 100s, that changes my opinion on them slightly.
Yeah. There is sketch covers that are 1 in 200s, I think. So yeah, they are ratio variants.
The problem with the ratio variants is they fuck them up too much. You know what I mean? They need to make like they need to have a 1 in 10 and they need to have a 1 in 50 at most, in my personal opinion. On maybe like Spider-Man, on Batman, have some 1 in 100s, for the titles that actually move, a couple 100,000 units a month. That makes sense. But just having like sketches and just all you go to like, my comic shop to look for a variant, and there's 65 of them for a fucking shitty book now. It's impossible to find anything.
I think people have been talking about it for a while, that if just stick to cover A if you don't know what else to buy, and that's what I do. It is. You're right. What was that crappy book that just came out like a few months ago, and there were like 50 variants, and I was like, what? Who can keep up with this? This is crazy.
Ninja Funk had 1,000 variants. Yeah,
gargoyles.
You know what's funny is like I'm trying. Vinny, that's the most perfect example you could have given me, because I can rant about this. Is I want a Miss Minutes first appearance.
Yeah.
Based on the Deadpool rumors and some of the things I've heard, she's going to be a relative character going forward. So I went to go. Her first appearance is in Timeless 1, which is a regular book. Then there's a fucking 1 in 25 second print variant. So what the fuck do you do? Do you go for the scarcity for the book that came out 3 months after the first appearance? Or do you go for the regular cover? And you know me, I'm a variant guy, and I like scarcity, and I like all the second print. But these second print fucking incentive variants that's the biggest cash grab bullshit I have ever seen. So I have no clue which book to buy or to invest my money in. And it's true. It doesn't make sense, because the 1 in 25, it makes sense, but it doesn't have the color cover. No, I don't know.
Well, what you're supposed to do technically is let the market decide. If you see wherever the market is kind of going, that's where you kind of go to. Because I probably, me personally, go for the second print, even though it's not the first appearance. I would go for the second print because it's a 1 in 25. But the reality of it is that everybody will probably go for the first print and call it a day and just deal with the bullshit. I mean, even though the second one is more rare in theory, but you get it.
It is, but it was manufactured rarity after the excitement. People realized that she was on the cover, so it's kind of like what we were talking about. It's like Marvel realized, oh shit, people like this, so then we're going to create another variant after it. And you know how I like to move. I don't like moving the direction the market's going anyway. I want to go the exact opposite direction that the fucking market's going. For real, I've always done that.
That's real. I mean,
I don't like moving like that, because it just, I don't know. Something to think about, because I think that character is going to be one of those. She may be we've talked about what's the Loki chick name, Sylvie. Like there has been a couple covers, but there hasn't been a Sylvie character that I'm aware of, actually, except in the What If maybe. So having this Miss Timeless actually be in a comic and then actually be in the Marvel continuity, I think she's the first, non-comic character that was like brought to a comic, correct?
I think.
Am I off on this?
No,
I think you're right.
You are. I think you're right. But even that, like, for instance, like, how they bring in Angela, over to the MCU, right? She started in Spawn. I know a lot of people are clamoring for the Marvel books of Angela over the Spawn book of Angela as the first appearance. I don't know. In my world, it doesn't make any freaking sense, but that's what they're doing. It's so weird to me. Like, in natural thought says to grab the Spawn book. Spawn, I think it's Spawn 3, right? Spawn
9.
2, 3, 9. Yeah, one of those 9, whatever it is. Like natural comic book collector says grab that Spawn book, but everybody is fighting for that Marvel book, and I have no idea why.
Because here's the thing about it, Marcus. I've talked about this. You got a bunch of fucking charlatans out here selling comic books now.
Yeah.
So they can't. You know what I mean? They got boxes of shit that they bought when we all bought shit that is sitting there, and they want to manufacture rarity so they can sell their shit. Anybody with a fucking brain connected, Spawn 9's your first appearance. Don't give a shit. If you read the backstory with Neil Gaiman, the copyright, and everything else, Spawn 9's it. That's not a question. that's her first appearance. It hasn't changed. The whole Thor stuff was added later on. I get it, but she was a heaven and angels army, and the way that she was moved into Asgard, it makes sense. If somebody's selling you that load of shit, I want to have them on the podcast and have them fucking debate me. Give me 3 days prep time.
Oh, I'm not stupid. I'm not going for the book. I'm just saying that if you go into a LCS, there is, like, my guy that I get books from. Like, he was saying that a bunch of people are coming in. They're not looking at Spawn 9. He has a bunch of them. I just went and grabbed all of them. Like, like he had a bunch of them sitting there because they were chasing the comic, the Marvel joint. I was like, oh no, bro, give me all of these. I'll take them. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh, okay, wow, that's crazy.
Spawn 9 newsprint's one of my girl books, to be honest with you. I've had a couple 9.6s, but I have a lot of faith in that book. It's going to be interesting to see if Gunn teases her at this Guardians, which we've all heard the same rumors about. So,
yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. All right, we are already an hour and a half in, and we spent an hour trying to get this thing running. Let's jump into the market report and call it a night, you guys. I want to say thank you to all 62 live hanging out with us tonight. And we're going to key in on some of Furbird's killer IG stuff to start off the night for this week's market report for January 11th, 2023. Let's get into it. Ferd, you have absolutely blown me away, speaking of Disney stuff, because I remember when you picked this up, you were looking for it when it first came out. One of the first people to jump on this train. How much did you end up picking one of these up for at the con? You were at the event, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I actually wasn't. I actually had relatives that were there, and I was trying to get a hold of them to grab me this card because they're giving it for free, right? They didn't even know about it, and they like passed it up. They're literally with their kids, but I picked one up on eBay for, I want to say 280, 300. Graded at 8.5. I ended up keeping it. I was going to sell it, but I ended up keeping it. I just put it away. But yeah,
I think that's a long-term hold, especially in that if you got a little bit unlucky, you got an 8.5 grade on it. I don't expect there to be very many really high grade ones because it came from a con as a freebie. So
yeah,
I definitely think it's a long-term hold. Shout out to Awesome Sauce Radio, aka Adam, Blind Adam. Thank you, brother, with the 99-cent super sticker. We appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man, what a great Disney collectible right here that I think in the future this is going to double easily.
Oh yeah.
Do we know how many of them are out there?
I'm really not sure.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. All right, so if you guys know Ferd's IG, he loves to do check in on this stuff the same way I do. It's comics, it's everything in between, and we're gonna run through some of my favorite ones that he keyed in on this week. Cool. I love the Spider-Gwen issue number 1 for solo series book. I love the second print. Is there a third print? I think there's a third print too of this, right?
Yeah, it's a green label.
Yeah, the green one is amazing. this book is starting to see a little heat, which is nice. I always thought that the Edge of Spider-Verse 2 was always the key, and this one's starting to see a little bit of love too. So pretty cool on this one. Next we've got, I love the shirt stuff because we've talked about old school shirts. We've got Tilla rocking an old school Wildcat shirt tonight. And these old school merch and shirts sell for a ridiculous amount, whether it's comic stuff, Disney stuff, movie stuff, music stuff. The music stuff really sells well, obviously. But we've got a collab here from Givenchy and Disney, which is very interesting. So you like that, Marcus? That I know how to say Givenchy?
You better say Givenchy. You better say it like you got some Tony Chachere's over there. Givenchy. Come on, French.
Come on, French.
I'm not gonna lie. I was waiting for it to be
Gavinci. You was waiting on Gavinci. Yeah. I know you were waiting on Gavinci. But I
was just holding my tongue waiting for it. But
I was waiting on Bryan to say, yeah, you got some Gavinci t-shirts over here. That boy said, yeah, you got some, and he dropped his voice. Yeah, you got some Givenchy. Yeah, that boy. Yes.
There's another one.
Said that.
There's another one. Now. It's black and white, and it's actually the Disney logo, but it says Givenchy like across it. I couldn't find it for last sold, but it's pretty.
Y'all's language, y'all got some extra syllables and shit that I can't. My mouth can't do them.
Yeah, Givenchy.
That's a great book. TCG stuff. Pokemon always doing well. This is the Hollows from what drop of this 2001 promo, which makes it even cooler. I love the promo stuff.
Yeah, it's in a magazine too, by the way.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a magazine called Koro. Yeah. There was some of the video game, the promo. There was a promotional version, I believe, of Pokemon Blue that you could mail away from the Koro magazine as well. I'll point that out at some other point in time.
Hey, Ferd, to do what I'm best at, just hijack and fuck everything up. What was the Black Lotus magazine that you posted? Because I want to get one with the oversized Black Lotus card.
I posted it like a while back.
It was a while back, dude. I've been looking hard for that because that was one of my favorite posts that you posted. To be honest with you,
scroll up. I think Bryan just passed it. It's right after that. The Al Pacino movie. Kind of scroll up a little more. There it is on the right there.
Right,
yeah. So that's
oversized.
Yep. It's that Scry number 15.
I guarantee you that there cannot be that many of those. And considering I don't play that fucking game, but I know that's the Charizard Hollow of that game in collectability. So to have an oversized version that only came in a magazine, I love shit like this. This is one of the things I'm looking for.
Yeah,
man, I don't know if anybody in our Discord knows about Magic cards, but prior to the pandemic, I went to a yard sale and I bought a big box of Magic cards and a big box of Pokemon cards. The person who I was buying it from said that there were a few Black Lotuses in there. I gotta look through this thing, but if anybody like knows where to start, because I know nothing about any of this stuff, I would have really appreciated it. Drop me a line in Discord because
I'll do the Marcus. Just send them to my house, and I'll send back the good ones.
Yeah,
there you go, baby. Send them to my house, baby. Matter of fact, don't send them to Trey. Send them to me, baby. I will.
Dude, see, like that's like Ferd's got magazines. That's what I mean. Like we got to talk about the fucking SI Kids real quick. To be honest with you, if people aren't up on that, I don't know if he's got it posted or not. That one, but the brand new the January February SI Kids this month has a Victor Wembanyama rookie card, and it's been blowing up on eBay from 55 to 75. The issue. Yeah. You can go to your Barnes and Nobles, some Targets, depending on newsstands, and pick that up for $5. It's fucking free money. And
I'm going to go grab it tomorrow. Yeah.
Good luck. I mean,
good luck, man. Call Barnes and Noble first before you go.
Check the Barnes and Noble app. We're about a week behind if we're being dead honest. So sorry.
I'm gonna go to a rural area and where people don't read books and they have a Barnes and Nobles there. That's where I will purchase these in bulk.
I checked on Tuesday at mine and they didn't have them yet. So I don't know. I'll try.
Well, you do live in a very expensive part of Atlanta. They would be hip to that, Vinny Kumar. I'm gonna go where there's cows and chickens and people that don't read books. That's where I'm going.
Here's your
That
Biohazard Resident Evil disc that you talk about, Vinny.
Yeah,
change the name.
Yeah, the this is something I mentioned before was, Biohazard is of course the precursor to, or not precursor, is the Japanese version of Resident Evil. They had to change the name because of potential trademark issues in the United States. So this is really dope, but this is not that director's cut is not the first print of it. So but they're sealed. They seem to be sealed. These look awesome. I would still grab those. That was a deal for sure.
I love this because this is one of the first things that got me to start thinking about, the money you could make going to Goodwills and stuff. My mom told me about about how expensive these old school Corningware Pyrex dishes are. And here's a perfect example: $15,000 for a vintage Pyrex pink tulip promotional dish. And the one in the middle is one that I think we've all seen growing up. I don't know if there's anybody out there that has never seen that one. And there you go, $6,500 for the right one with the lid.
That's ridiculous.
With the lid. Yeah. Make sure you cut the lid.
Yeah. So here's another interesting thing: old school vintage receivers. I had, one that looked just like this for the longest time, probably through high school. It was amazing. It sounded perfect. And here you guys go. You could find these at garage sales for probably $20.
I got the one with the cassette deck right over there.
Nice. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Some other cool stuff. You guys know we love talking music memorabilia and some old Source magazines. This is the September 1996 issue with Suge Knight on the cover and $100 to $80 range. And then you guys know I've been talking about old school Source magazines for a long time. The Mobb Deep one with Death Row on the cover and Master Ace on it. In it is a $50 book too. So be on the lookout for those in your old magazine and bookstores, your resale places. So speaking of Death Row, you got your old Chronic record, CD, album, LP. This is the LP, $50 on these. So there you go.
Nice.
Hold on here. Let's continue on. I love this old school NBA Jam strategy guide. That feels like a great buy at $4 on that one. So I'd be on the lookout for stuff like that all day, and you could find them on eBay for sure. More magazines. You keyed in on one of the greatest cards ever. I've talked about this on Flipside many times. I own the one in the middle, the 2006 Topps Alex Gordon rookie card. For those of you guys that don't know what you're looking at, this is one of the coolest stories ever. In 2006, Alex Gordon was a rookie with the Kansas City Royals. He was a touted prospect coming up. But in order to get a rookie card through Topps, you have to play so many games, and you have to sign a contract with Topps for them to use your likeness. They hadn't got their contract signed with Alex Gordon yet before they printed the card. And you could only find the card without the middle cutout in Topps blaster boxes from Walmart. The first issues got put in the Topps blaster boxes at Walmart. And then when people found out that they were pulling the cards with the middle cutout, they realized what was going on. And if you didn't know that what was going on at the time, I'm going to tell you something crazy. Keith Olbermann, who's a huge baseball card collector, talked about this on his news show. He was one of the first people to buy the non-cut card out of a Walmart booster box. He owns a Walmart rack pack with the card showing on top. One of the coolest pickups for this card ever. I love the fact that they did it for two different sets that they put out. They did it for the original top set and the heritage design. So be on the lookout for this. They also did, if you see in the bottom one, the white ones, they did those too. So be on the lookout for that. This is a very cool story that we'll key in on in the future on the air. We're going to do air segments on cards and stuff like this. But this is one of my favorite all-time collectibles airs in the card game, right next to the Billy Ripken fuckface card. So very, very cool. We talk about this all the time, the Bored Ape Yacht Club Rolling Stone stuff. So there you guys go. More sales on that. If you just make sure you guys are following this. I love this right here. This old school mint on card Mattel Undertaker, $406. Love stuff like that. Very, very cool.
Did I post the Yokozuna one too? Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you did. The Yokozuna one is right here, which is amazing.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then I love this too. Old school George magazine. This is from 1997. And look at the price on these. Why so much? Do we know why?
This is a QAnon Bible, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's like a bunch of conspiracy theories. Bill Gates interview about him like putting out a virus or being responsible for our vaccine, all that stuff. This was going for like 3Gs like during COVID. But it still goes for those are all legit sales, man. So
that's amazing. That's the type of shit that I love talking about, man. Very, very cool.
A lot of money.
And then Old School Beckett magazine. We talked about the Sports Illustrateds recently. I love the Old School Beckett. Shout out to Red Hood, who just sent me the Ken Griffey Jr. one. My homie Samson, aka my comic book journey, sent me one of the Jordans not too long ago. I was really, really excited about that. Great book right here. Look at what 9/8 sell for $500. That's nice.
Wow.
Look for the Gretzky hockey one too. So make sure you guys are following Ferd's IG pace. Let's end it with tapes. This is the type of stuff that's we're going to be talking about pretty heavy in the future. I know Vinny is getting he's going knee deep in the tape collecting.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the next logical place to go. So
making sure we ain't disrespecting Garth real quick. Just wanted to get that out of the way.
Hey, no, Garth is one of the few country artists that I will go that I've been to his concert. I've seen Garth 4 times, my friend.
Garth can blow. Garth knows how to sing.
Yeah.
I've been to a Garth Brooks concert.
That's what I'm talking about. So,
Vinny, I wanted to ask you: have you seen Eminem's cassette collection?
No, I haven't.
I guess Eminem has like an insane, like that's his thing too. Is like he's got every cassette, and I've seen him do an interview where he's got it in the background, and it's just a wall of cassettes. It's a beautiful thing. But I don't know if you can find any information about it, but maybe it could be some inspiration.
No, Ferg's getting excited. He's like, "Where do I find this shit at?"
I've been.
Is that Camp Low?
Yeah.
Lucchini, what?
Yep.
God, that's such a good album.
Trick Daddy.
That's a good.
That's awesome.
I'm a Thug.
Yep. Joe Budden.
Pump it up.
Yeah, Joe Budden.
I got the one cassette that I'm super proud of. I got the Reasonable Doubt.
Oh yeah.
But I bought it like they did some kind of Reasonable Doubt like reissue, like pop up or something. They were selling tapes. My boy Joey Fingers bought it for me. But that's
dude, I've been looking at this purple. I've been looking at a purple tape sealed on Mercari for about fucking 2 months. I just can't make myself fucking pull the trigger on it.
All right, here we go. We've got a Young Avengers #1, the Wizard World original 9.5. I'm so glad they didn't crack it out and try to get it regraded. Anybody who ever cracked one of these out is an idiot. The whole thing about it is the 9.5. That'll never be done again. It was a promotional gimmick for Wizard World in 2005, and that's why be on the lookout for that. If you ever see it, pick it up for cheap. $1,400 for the 9.5 Young Avengers 1 gimmick promotional item. A counterfeit Cerebrus, the aardvark #1, one of the most well-known counterfeited copies of a comic. The counterfeit sells for $317. So pretty damn cool. And then one of my all-time favorite DC Silver Age keys is Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 70. The first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman. It's like the first modern appearance of Catwoman. Such an underrated key, and trying to find any in these grades of 7 or 6 and above is almost impossible. A 7.5 sold for $580. It feels like a steal.
I always love that cover because it doesn't get talked about enough. How Lois Lane ain't got no weapons and nothing, and she's ready for all the smoke. Doesn't give a fuck about a costume. Lois Lane got that right hand cocked, and she's about to look. There's no blocking coming. That hand's gonna land, and that doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah, and the other hand's got a whole handful full of hair, man.
I mean,
all right,
Lois is winning that fight.
Amazing Spider-Man 678, the Venomized variant, the famous one. This one's signed by 6 people, including Stan Lee, and it sold for $2,700 on 39 bids, a 9.4. So, the G.I. Joe America's Elite number 25, the convention exclusive, such a tough G.I. Joe variant to find, $311. A lot of people would pass that book up if they ever saw it. So be on the lookout for that. And then, of course, shout out to our boy Ben Stein, who first told me about Delivery Boy Man comic book issue number 1, the Futurama comic from Comic-Con 2010. This is another one of those tough books, kind of like that DuckTales number 1 issue freebie given out at Con. A lot of people didn't know about. It's $315 raw on that. Next, how about another Swamp Thing raw signed by Alan Moore? This is Swamp Thing number 64, sold for $305. Wow. Moving over into the G.I. Joe and toy stuff. I tell you guys, man, be on the lookout for all these little pieces. These are the seat belts from the Night Force Scrambler, sold for $225 just for the seatbelt parts.
Man, I looked at that comic book with 2 lines on it or something. I didn't realize.
I thought it was too. I did. I thought it was like Sons of Anarchy cover or some shit. I really did. I was like, what Sons of Anarchy cover was that?
I've been talking
accessories. This is crazy.
I've been talking about the Toy Biz Marvel Legends McFarlane or the superposable Spider-Man for a long time, and it always sells for ridiculous amounts. I've seen them sell for $475 loose. So it's the superposable one. They call it either the McFarlane or the superposable. And there you can see a carded version sold for $475. This is a big toy for the people like 78 Points of Articulation that love to take really nice, well done pictures of these things because AKA superposable. You can pose it into any position. So.
Dude, you don't have to. I thought if you think about it, you don't have to deal with actors or assholes. You just got to deal with figures that they're not going to talk back. You tell them to fucking shut the fuck up and get in a pose. You just tell them to do it. I totally get. I wouldn't want to deal with actors. I'd be buying action figures and shooting them too.
Well, actually, I don't think you tell them to get in a pose. I think you just kind of pose them.
Put them in a pose. Yeah.
Have you seen that new doll movie that the white people are watching?
Megan, I love it. It was a great movie. It was a crazy
You saw
movie. It? Yes, absolutely. I tell everybody to go see it.
Okay, that's literally all I needed to hear.
It's Chucky on steroids. It's Chucky for this generation. It's this generation's Chucky. Like she is on some other shit. She cussing and stabbing folks and dancing and yeah.
Did you keep a light on? Did you keep a light on in the hallway when you went to bed that night?
No, because I like scary movies. Oddly enough, I took my 8-year-old daughter, and she loved it. She was just like, "Oh my God, this is like." What is this? So I got someone to watch scary movies with now. She will watch them with me.
Wow. Dude, she's your twin too. That's hilarious.
Yeah, she'll watch them with me. She's amazing.
Not bad at all. Next we have got the San Diego Comic-Con 2016 Lego Steve Rogers Captain America minifig, sold for $480 British. So be on the lookout for that. 2 Masters of the Universe. We saw last week, I think I shared the card and bubble of that Masters of the Skeletor laser light Skeletor sold for almost $400. There's a fully carded figure sold for $425 and his He-Man counterpart for $55. So great items right there. Let's get some more into the G.I. Joe stuff. One of my favorite all-time figures. This is a big famous story. The G.I. Joe mail away Steel Brigade figure. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, I'll tell it again. In 1992, a 12-year-old me decided to get this figure, and when you sent away for it, you could fill out what you wanted his name to be, what you wanted his specialties to be, all that type of stuff. And my figure, and I still have all, they sent you a little paper that said everything, his name and everything. My figure was named the Rapper. I swear to God, his specialty was kung fu and lasers. Every 12-year-old boy would have picked the same thing. So pretty interesting. But look at the prices on that. There's two different versions of these. There's the gold-headed one, which sell for ridiculous amounts. Raw or loose, they can sell for up to $650. And in bag, which mine is $1,500 on 16 bids. So super, super rare. Next, we've got another super rare figure that we've talked about here before, the G.I. Joe Heavy Metal Mauler Tank Driver. This figure is super tough to find with the very tiny microphone that is part that plugs into the helmet. And here you can see this is mint in bag with all the accessories, sold for $1,100. Homies, love Homies. This is one of the rarest, most sought after Homies. The Pretender figure. It sold for $207 just for it. So
fuck yeah, big fucking golly, boys.
Yeah. Thundercats, like Trey said, this is a grail piece for a lot of people. Mint on card, $2,426.
I'm sorry. Every time I see Thundercats, as of recent, I just think Panthro. Every time I see a Thundercat toy or back or anything like this, the music just starts playing in my head. And he always got to flip out the damn car with the nunchucks. It's like you just knew that Panthro was like urban. He was black because the music and the nunchucks. Like you knew Panthro was black, bro. Like, you know, it's like, what the hell you doing? Do 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 do. It's like it's like you just knew. I just anytime I see Thundercats right now, I'm just, you know, down do 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 do. You know, his voice.
What sucks is people don't even know about these are the Thundercats. You know, everyone thought that they were the only ones that got off Thundera. No, there was another ship that got off. They had Big Golly, and those were the ones were my favorite episodes.
Yep.
Snowman of Hook Mountain was my favorite fucking character of all time from Thundercats.
Yep. Yeah, I just feel like Lionel was
Snowman from Hook Mountain.
I just think Lionel was a pimp. I mean, anytime he could say Thundercats ho, you know, the little insignia go up and everybody stop what they doing and run to see what the pimp want. It's like, you know, it was just a whole thing, you know, like Chitara could be out there and Thundercats ho, Chitara look up, oh shit, Lionel calling me. And then, you know, it was just a whole thing. Everybody
and then be there like the fucking Flash.
Yeah.
And you like forget Chitara. I mean, and the first one there is Chitara. Just like,
yeah. Wily Cat flipping through trees and shit. Tigra, you know what I'm saying? He doing whatever. You know, Tigra had on a Speedo. It's just too much going on with this Thundercats cartoon when we really think about it. Mum-Ra was on underrated some other shit. Yes, Snarf was underrated. You know, Snarf was like, you know, Lionel. He seems like the little funny looking man in the kung fu movies. He sounded like the funny Asian guy in the kung fu movie. Master, what are you doing? You know, like it's that kind of shit. It's a lot going on with Thundercats, bro.
It took me a lot. What's crazy about Thundercats is I didn't realize till I was older is how much they stole from Star Wars. If you really fundamentally think about it, like who's Yaga? That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? There's a bunch to that, and it's funny that you didn't notice it when you're a kid. You're like, this shit's badass. You get older, you're like, wait, it kind of stole some shit.
Yeah, no, for real. You know what I'm saying? And then Mum-Ra, you know what I'm saying? Ancient spirits of evil transform this decrepit ass person to Mum-Ra, and then he'd get like 8 feet tall and muscles everywhere and shit, and ready to fight and whoop ass and shit. It's a lot going on with Thundercats.
Hey guys, real quick, I gotta peace out. So I'm out of here. I know I was just supposed to throw up the deuces,
Tilla.
but I had to thank you again for having me, and we'll catch you again the next time.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, for sure. We'll be in touch, Tilla. Thank you, brother.
All right,
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Next we have 2 Night Force vehicles. These are the same series or line that those seatbelts came from, because they were bright orange. I talk about these Night Force vehicles and figures all the time. The vehicles work so crazy. Like, why would you have Night Force vehicles that are supposed to be in the night with these bright neon orange accessories? But it is what it is. The Moray or the Hydro Moray boat sells for $520, and the Sky Striker, aka Night Boomer, sells for $230. Both opened. So, and then these are some of the toughest to find G.I. Joe figures, and they look so off when you look at them, especially the Hit and Run. If you remember Hit and Run from G.I. Joe, he was all camo. His face was camo. It was one of the baddest figures ever. Came with that badass accessory of the backpack with the hook thing on it that had the line in it. It was such a great figure. But these are the G.I. Joe Europe Tiger Force versions of these figures. You've got a Tiger Force version of Hit and Run, different coloring, a Tiger Force version of Tunnel Rat, different coloring, and a Tiger Force version of Outback with different coloring. So rare. Look at those sales on loose figures. Very, very tough to find. Next, we have one more G.I. Joe figure. I showed you the G.I. Joe version of the mail away name your own figure. A couple of years later, they did a Cobra version. There's the Cobra version, and it sells for a grip to $900 on 35 bids. And how about a unpainted chest factory air of Boba Fett, $500 on that one. And then we switch over to a couple more before we end out the show. We have got a couple special picks here. I had a recent viewer reach out to us to let us know how much appreciative he is of us talking about Hebrew Brantley. He had never heard about him before and got into him because of the show and started picking up all the figures and stuff. And here you guys go, a couple Hebrew Brantley figures. This is Flyboy 1, the 13-inch signed under the foot, $425 for this one. Pretty nice. And then we have got another one here. This is one sold for $202. This one's badass looking.
Dude, I think someone's smart picking these up for these prices. I think I think his whole property, everything, and Vinny's talked about it at great length, is it has unlimited potential. If he keeps working and promoting like he has been, I mean, there's going to be something to this.
I agree.
Yeah, and the thing that makes it really different is, him really being respected in the fine art world. So people are not just buying it who only buy designer toys. It's also people who are buying it as art to display as art in their homes. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Next we have, this was to me a great buy. This is the before they started calling them Marvel Legends, they call them Marvel Classic figures, and they look just like Legends, but this is where you get the famous Spider-Man 2099 figure. This is the whole lot of them, including the Toys R Us specials, which is the Spider-Man 2099 and the Scarlet Spider. And it was $536, and you got them all. You got Spider-Man 2099. That was a $600 to $800 figure during a couple months ago. I don't know what it sells for now. You get, and these are all my favorite ones. You get the black suited Spider-Man, and they all have the comics in the back, the special variants in the back. This is the regular one with the 301 in the back. Great figures. The figures sell for a grip themselves. This is the Ben Reilly one. Be on the lookout for that. A lot of people don't know that that's out there. That's another Toy Biz exclusive. You also get a couple that you don't know about. The Daredevil. Now, there's a special Daredevil that was the yellow suited Daredevil variant. That's super rare. You get the Rhino. And then to end it all, you get the Arachnid Spider-Man. He got all of these for $500, you guys. And like I said, the 2099 would sell for that alone. So great buy on whoever picked this up. Next, we have got a little run of these. Trey and Doc Joe recently picked up some very nice mint on card, unpunched Star Wars figures. Check these out. These are Star Wars Poppy figures from, I'm not sure what country they are. It looks maybe Korean, But this is cased by, of course, our favorite CAS grading, and look how nice these look.
I love that.
Very, very nice. Yeah.
That
All
does
in
look clean.
that. Yeah. This one sold for $661. This is the Rebel Hoth Trooper. This is the next one. This is really cool. Look how beautiful this is. This is the Death Star droid. Just gorgeous. Look at that chrome paint on there. This one sold for $898. Then we've got a C-3PO. I mean, just beautiful. Great presentation. That's $811. So make sure you be on the lookout for those. This is one of the coolest things, and I wish Sean was here to talk about this. This is the Masters of the Universe Origins Faker and Duplicat figure. It was a special PowerCon figure where it's Faker and his cat, and I love that. Sold for $265. Next we have, check this out, you guys. This is called Stan Solo Boba Fett Iconicon. I've never seen this, and I want one bad. Look how badass that is.
That's badass. Those colors pop. Those chromium look good.
This is a custom figure. Boba Fett Stan Solo. Let me show you the back. I would love to know more about these. If anybody has bought any of these, there's a bunch of different ones. I don't know if they ever created those other figures. They're all custom. Look how beautiful these are. It says Iconicon is an annual event bringing together your favorite content producers from across YouTube and beyond for a 5-day online convention focused on pop culture of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Formed by Analog Toys, Retro Blasting, and 2 Cent Toys, it seeks to showcase the best talent on YouTube and raise money for a good cause. This is the type of shit that I would love to do as a YouTube content producer in the pop culture collectible world. We should do something like this. Look how clean and beautiful and what a great idea this is. This might be one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. Just gorgeous. Sold for $202. Feel like that's a great buy. Next, we've got one of the best Star Wars buys I've ever seen, and what a great ending price, $420. You guys, this is 176 comics for $420. Look at all the keys. You guys are going to shit when you see this, all right? First appearance of Dark Plagueis, right? You got the very first cover by Nakayama right there. You've got next. You got a bunch of cool the Grievous stuff, but look at all the Star Wars Obsession books. Asajj Ventress, very, very tough and high grade. And these all look like they're very, very high grade on these. And then it doesn't end. You got the whole Dark Times set, including number 1, which is tough. How about Legacy, a Legacy run, number 1, 0, 0 and 1/2. You got the whole Legacy run right there. And then we go Knights of the Old Republic, and look what's there. 1 through 10. 11 through 20 and up to 23. So you got number 8 there. You got all the keys. And then even threw in some great Transformer books with some tough to find Transformer variants. I couldn't believe this deal. Whoever bought this, congratulations on a great buy, including that one, the Mace Windu Jedi one, all these keys right here, the Purge, the Adam Hughes. This is one of the best buys that you guys, this is why we need to be constantly looking on eBay. Star Wars Infinities, the What If run, $420. Great, great buy. Next, Care Bears number 1 in a 9.8 sells for $432, you guys. Star books sell so tough to get in high grade. There's that G.I. Joe book that I already talked about. Look at this. A Disney this is a letter written by the famous artist Carl Barks, handwritten with a Scrooge sketch on it. Look at that.
Cool. That's awesome.
Handwritten letter. Sold for $400. This is, shout out to our boy Hive Comics. This is their Peach Momoko Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Last Ronin variant. This is one of the first books that Peach ever did. This is a CGC 10, you guys, with signature and sketch by Kevin Eastman. Absolutely amazing. A 10 sold for $3,550. Pretty cool. Tough book. Next, that's the Cerebus book that I already talked about. That's the Young Avengers book I already talked about. And This kind of pisses me off. Why would you pay $1,025 for basically a poster? This thing isn't anything special. So whoever bought this at Lead Pink seller on eBay, maybe this needs to be a new seller that we need to add to the list. They sell a bunch of these pages and the layouts. I don't know what if these are even real. Like they don't feel like anything special. So I'd love to know about these.
I don't know if they're real. I mean, if they are the actual things that were used in the process, I can see why it would go for $1,000 or potentially more. But it's so hard to tell if any of this stuff is real or was really used or not. I see this stuff and I don't know. I never go for it.
I agree. And then this is I love this book. I want to own one of these one day. The Mortal Kombat Blood and Thunder #1 holographic variant. Look how nice this copy is.
That's really nice.
Yeah. Sold for $285 raw. Love that book. Next, this is a 9.9 of the M&M Spotlight variant. Sold for $5,700. So congratulations to Discord member on this one.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
good
about
for him, man.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 first print.
This better not be it. You better not do this to me right before I fucking go to bed again.
Why?
It better not be a fucking thumbprint.
Not on this.
Look at this guy with the fucking cloth and the professionalism.
Yeah.
And he sold it for less than what the fucking guy using it to fan himself taking the photos did. Seriously, look at that. That's nuts.
Yeah. And then finally we end with, you guys know I love creator firsts. And this says this is the first Carl Barks Disney comic. And I need to do some research on it because I know the first Carl Barks Donald Duck it sells for a grip, but I don't know much about this one. So I'm adding this one to the list. 1942, Pluto saves the ship. Supposedly the first Carl Barks in terrible shape. Sold for $350. So that is the market report for January 11th, 2023. 65 live to the end. We stayed up super late tonight. Hey, thank you guys, my co-hosts, for hanging out with me tonight and dealing with all the issues. We're going to get those figured out at some point. And thank you to everybody that catches this show live. Hopefully you guys all join the membership when it comes by so you guys can continue hanging out with us live. And thanks to everybody that does. We will be doing that on changing all that stuff and getting that stuff ready on Saturday. Come hang out with us for Modern Comic Mayhem on Saturday. You guys got anything you want to say before we call it a night? Peace out.